Welcome back to the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Brandon Lawrence alongside Barbara Way. Barbara, we have made it to the women's team final. Texas Wesleyan, California for the women's team championship.
And both of them have won the team championship in the past. Texas Wesleyan an uncountable number of times. And so this is, I think, a rivalry.
Yes, absolutely. And it's been a great draw for both these teams to kind of catch everyone up to speed on how we got here. Texas Wesleyan in the quarterfinals defeated Boston University 3-1, beat MIT in the semifinals 3-1 as well. And now they're playing California, who, if you were watching earlier today on tables 1 and 2, California defeated Texas in the semifinals 3-0. And in the quarterfinals, they beat Duke 3-0 as well. So both teams are on a roll here. They haven't been forced to go to doubles yet, this competition. So on court number 1, you'll see Zhen Dang and Angela Guan. If you were watching the co-ed semifinal beforehand, you saw both of those players play as well. That's on table number 1. Right here on table number 2, we have a great matchup here. Jackie Lin, Lavanya Marithapandian. If you're watching here a little bit earlier as well, Lavanya was on our stream, beating Eden Chi 3-2 after being down 2-0. So we should be in for a good matchup here.
This is going to be really interesting. Lavanya is I think a prodigy of the ICC in Northern California training system, so it's great to have her in college table tennis and here competing on the big courts. And she's not a stranger to playing under the lights. And for Jia Lin, I mean, Texas Wesleyan, they carry a big burden, perhaps, being the team that has consistently won a lot of championships. I think she's ready to bring it.
Absolutely, and Lin and Zhen last night won the women's doubles final, so they've already had already won some hardware so far this tournament, and we're going to see how it goes here in the second singles matchup. For those unfamiliar with how NCTTA teams competitions works, we have 4 singles matchups. If we are tied at 2 at the conclusion of all 4, we'll go to doubles. So every match matters here in the team competition.
Yeah. And you have said beforehand that both of these teams have not been pushed to doubles in their rounds yet, so might be the time in the finals.
Yes, and here we go. First point goes to California, and we're off here on table 2 in the women's team final at the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Great point, ends with the ball off the net and long. 1-all early.
This match is really important for both teams, but especially for Texas to take, as they're going to struggle in their first player versus the other first player on table 1. You can't put that one in the bag, but they're hoping this one is in the bag. I'm sure Lavanya has other plans.
Great defense there from Lin. We saw that on the last match between Lavanya and Eden Chi. Those type of points, Lavanya was winning last match, and she's going to need to win those again this match to have a chance against Lin.
Yeah, Lavanya plays a little more consistent, and Lin is pushing the pace, playing more aggressive. I think Lin is pumping herself up, right, to play that aggressive style towards Lavanya.
Yeah, going for the offense so early in that point doesn't pay off. Early 5-2 lead here for Lin.
Watch Lin be extremely aggressive and placing her balls very carefully, right? Because Lavanya is very consistent, and you have to break through that.
Goes long, 7-3 lead here. A quick catch-up of also where we are. Following the conclusion of this women's team final, we'll have the co-ed team final between Indiana University and NYU.
It's a hugely anticipated final. The student athletes have been talking about it all weekend. So we'll see how it goes. But right now we're here in the women's.
Yeah, so just letting everyone set their calendars for the rest of the evening. So should be great here. 8-3 lead here for Lynn early.
Lavanya not having a lot of answers for Lynn's kind of serves and aggressive play. She's going to need to find kind of some more touch in the next game.
Okay, we're at 10-3 right now. A lot of game points here for Lynn. Great backhands. A couple errors from Lynn. We're still at 10-5.
A handful of game points for her. She looks to close out this first game.
Great point. Ends with a Lavanya forehand going long. Jackie Lynn takes the first game, 11-5. In our second singles action between Texas Wesleyan and California in our women's team final. So Barbara, as the players go back to their benches, come back to the tables, what adjustments do you think Lavanya needs to make here in the second game?
You know, she started making them at the end of the first game. She was playing a little bit better on the serve receive so that Lynn can't open so quickly and sort of put her in that only defensive position. She needs to have that countering attack, and she's very good at that, so we'll see how she starts this next game.
That forehand's been so deadly for Joshi the entire match so far. Great point there from Lavanya.
And this is what she's going to have to do for Lavanya as the match progresses. You know, she's very quick over the table. She adds a lot of spin to the ball. It's moving very fast. And she can neutralize Jachi's opening attacks. And Jachi's going to start making mistakes if Lavanya can give her that pressure. What's going to be key for Lavanya is to not play someone else's game. Jachi Lynn is super powerful. She's going to be really aggressive, but if Lavanya tries to do that too, it's not going to work out well. She needs to play her game.
Yeah, that Lynn seems very comfortable so far, taking the 3-2 lead here early in the second game. There you can see Lynn telling herself to calm down after that one.
Yeah, in a match that's moving so quickly here, it might be possible to overplay, to try to hit too hard, too fast, too frequently. And both of these players want to play fast, so that's definitely a risk.
That consistency from Lynn. Too much handle on that point. 5-3 lead here. Second game.
Oh. Check that out.
Oh, wow.
Looks like Lavanya hit the top of her racket and it bounced over and bounced right back. Not something you see every day.
No. So that's an interesting rules question that I do not know the answer to. So in tennis, if that happens, you are allowed to hit the ball on the other side of the table.
You can.
You can, right? So she could have gone around there.
She could have.
And hit the ball down, but she chose not to there.
Yeah, I think she was too stunned.
Great point.
It's much closer this game, right? We haven't seen a large string of points, and Lavanya staying closer to the table, being able to pressure Jacqueline a lot more, and it's working out for her. Staying close is important, and then when you get to the end, it will be all about end game, who can execute then. It's a little bit of a lucky break for Lavanya. I think Jachi is more than capable of making that one. But she'll take it.
Yeah, a couple nets and then off the table, and from 7-5 to 7-7 here with Lavanya with 2 serves upcoming.
You can see the players taking some time to compose themselves. They're playing so fast, and so it's good to take some time, structure your next point.
A few errors here from Lynn.
And this is what Lavanya really wants, right? She's so consistent, she's quick, and she's forcing Lynn to make these errors by being so fast. A really smart serve right into the middle, and it's heavy, it's super heavy. And Lynn went for it, but it went in the net.
Yeah, 4 points in the trot here for Lavanya. Lynn with 2 serves upcoming. Oh, great backhands there from Lavanya. Gives her 3 game points.
Lavanya's backhand's really a signature. You know, she wins a lot of points on it. It's very quick.
Oh, great forehand there, down game point.
Yeah, I think Lavanya just received the serve a little bit high, and Lynn was ready. She was pouncing on it.
Now at the next tower break here, Lavanya will come to the table with 2 chances to close out the second game here in our second singles matchup between Texas Wesleyan and California.
Watch Jacqueline. She's going to start targeting Lavanya's forehand. She also knows that backhand, I can't just keep going in there.
Ooh, the backhand just wide. 3 game points saved. We're at 10-all here in the second game.
So actually very nice backhand loop from Jacqueline. We don't see that very often. It was super low, and I think I might have nicked the net a little bit, but it's so much spin. You saw Lavanya just blocked it out. So first game point for Jachi.
Oh, the forehand into the net. 4 straight points for Jacqueline, taking the second game 12-10.
Yeah,
and give Texas Wesleyan a 2-love lead.
It looks like Lavanya is taking that forehand a little bit too late, because it's always going to the net, and that is a credit to Jacqueline pushing that pressure, right? And I think we're going to see more of that, more play into Lavanya's forehand. But to Lavanya's credit, she's playing better and better. She's learning, and I think we're going to see her try to change the speed maybe a little more and be more focused on covering her forehand in this next game.
And we did see in the last match against Eden Chi coming back down from 2-love down, so we've seen her do it before, just last match. But that does seem like a little bit of a missed opportunity, though, from Lavanya there with 3 game points with a chance to even that out.
Yeah, that would have changed the whole momentum and dynamic of the match. Because I think Jachi's coming back feeling, wow, I saved all those game points. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. Lavanya's saying, oh, I let that game get away. Now how can I regroup and take it forward?
Absolutely. And over on table number 1, Angela Guan has taken the first game over Zendeng from Texas Wesleyan. So table number 1 with California with the lead over here. Wesleyan up 2-love.
I think we're going to see another close game here. I think both players are fully warmed up. They're used to each other. And it's going to be who can hit more, who can play a little bit faster, make a little fewer mistakes.
Yeah, you see Lynn continuing to go into that Lavanya's backhand.
I think it might be a good idea to try to go cross court, right? Lavanya didn't make that many forehand blocks, and her backhand is very good. She's trying. I think she knows too. And Lavanya knows to start covering it.
Yeah, you saw her reaching out to the right there. We got 3-1 lead here for Lavanya early.
It's always frustrating when you miss your signature shot.
That is a tough backhand miss. I think you saw that on her face afterwards. Chance to take it to 5-1. Instead, now it's 4-2. Lynn having 2 serves. Oh, it's unlucky there for Lavanya. From 4-1 to 4-all here. Yeah, that backhand again.
That's right. Watch Lavanya. She served long topspin into Jachi Lynn's backhand. She's waiting for that backhand. She wants to use that to win the point. What a really nice rally. Smart play from both players. Watch Lavanya is ready to cover her forehand.
Ooh. Little spin on that one causes the backhand to go long.
That's right. It might have looked like an easy shot, but had a ton of spin.
Yeah.
Lavanya herself changing the pace, making that backhand loop a little bit spinnier, a little bit lower, a little slower, and that really caused a mistake from Jachi Lynn today.
Yeah, and like you said, this has been a very even game so far. Up at 6, no one able to pull away. Okay, see going out wide to the forehand causes the error. Oh, unlucky with the net. Stepped around that forehand nicely. Just missed it.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do, is coming to her middle. I'm surprised both players are not playing the forehand line more as a variation. I think both players have very strong backhands. They're so comfortable in that corner that they think I'm better at this backhand corner than you. So we're both going to just stay here and duel it out.
Backhand long. Lynn 2 points away from taking the second singles match for Texas Wesleyan. Let's see how Lavanya can respond here. Oh, great rally. After the forehand long.
Lavanya did a great job covering her forehand. You saw her step in. That's really smart, and she knew that it was going there. But yeah, that last one was just too long.
3 match points here for Lynn. First one saved with the backhand long. And as the players come back to the table from their final towel break, Lynn's got 2 match points on her serve. Second match point save.
The tension is building. You said Lavanya came back from down 0-2 last time.
She did. One more serve. Oh, and the false serve. And we're at 10 all right now.
That's not how I thought those last 3 points would go, but that's really exciting for Berkeley and for Lavanya to have this opportunity now.
Oh, what a great forehand.
That was a great point, and credit to both players.
Yeah, such a great change of direction there. One more match point now in Lynn's serve. Forehand into the net. So if you're Lavanya, you've saved 4 now, and a few on Lynn's errors. Gotta buckle down here and get these next 2 points.
That's right, and begin the comeback. Get on the comeback train.
Oh, forehand goes long.
And for Lynn, it's time to close out. Oh, timeout.
Timeout
That's
here.
such a smart time because she's been struggling to close the points. And it's a good time to settle herself. You know, she's made all those errors in the last 5 points or so. And she just wants to serve and take this point in the match.
Absolutely. You don't want to give Lavanya more opportunities here. Had 4 saves so far. And as this time, as the players are getting coached right now over on table number 1, Angela Guan, Zen Deng are now even at 1 game apiece. So we've got 2 great tight matches going on so far.
Yeah, lots of tension here in this women's final. These first 2 matches are a great showcase of the talent of women's players in the NCTTA.
Absolutely. A lot of tension. You can see the Texas Wesleyan coach Doru giving some final instructions here to Lynn before they get back on the table. Lynn will have 1 more serve here to close it out when she comes back.
Or Lavanya begins the comeback attempt again.
So where do you think the serve is going?
I think we're going to set up for a big forehand attack from Jia Lin. So I think it might be a no spin serve somewhere short, and then she's going to step around or use her forehand. That's the goal.
All right.
They're looking for the ball to get started.
Yeah, put the timeout thing on the score table here. Lynn to serve, match point. Oh, what a forehand to end it. Great point to end the match. Jackie Lin of Texas Wesleyan defeats Lavanya Marathapandian 11-5, 12-10, 13-11. Barbara, that was a great match.
That was super close. I mean, Lavanya almost began that comeback, but it is a point for Texas, and kudos to both players. Lots of great rallies, really adjusted to each other, and lots of strategic plays, especially at the end. Clutch timeout by Texas Wesleyan.
Yes, absolutely. Gave her a chance to regroup. Speaking of regrouping, we're going to regroup here for a second and come back for our 3rd singles matchup here in the women's team final between Texas Wesleyan and California. Brandon Lawrence alongside Barbara Way. Barbara will be back soon for more for the women's final of the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships.
So when the rack is here. Having fun so far?
Yeah, but like I don't play tennis. Like I don't like I'm such a like
Yeah.
but I'm just kind of scared because
Oh, you are the key. Without you, they cannot be a team.
yeah, exactly. So basically for them.
Sharjah? Yeah. Can I give it a racket? Yeah, you can give the racket. Thank you. Sharjah? You want warm up with your teammates a little bit? Or you with Jessica? What do you want?
No, it's fine. She's here. Yeah, she will.
Yeah. Oh, she's here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You choose serve, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the 2022 National Collegiate Table Tennis Championships. We're in the women's final. We've made it to the women's final. This is Texas Wesleyan versus California. And we're in the third match with Shiza Liaquat and Jessica Liu. And these third and fourth matches are actually very important. I'm Barbara Way alongside Timothy Wong, and we're excited to bring you this final.
Hey, it's really exciting to be here watching the finals. And as Barbara, as you said, right, this match is super important. Every match in the finals, obviously, is super important in this best of 5. So let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, players getting warmed up. This is a unique part of NCTTA competition where the third player or the fourth player have matches that also can win 1 point for their team, and in this situation it's going to be incredibly important. It's a great incentive to develop your whole team. You can't rely on just a couple superstars. Players have a 2-minute warm-up. Best 3 out of 5.
So we see on table 1 over there, right now it's 1-1. Angela is up 8-4 against Jen Deng. That's also a super important match as Wesleyan is currently up 1-0. So if Jen Deng can win that match, then they would go up 2-0, which would give them a huge lead and a very good opportunity to win the women's team finals.
Yeah. And let's talk more about that, Tim. What do you think Texas Wesleyan's going to try to do, given kind of how the teams are laid out in terms of strategy for placements and what they think might happen for them to win?
Yeah, so I think that they planned this quite well, putting their 2 top players into the single spots. And then if they both can win, that'll put a lot of pressure onto the California Berkeley team. Then that will significantly reduce the pressure on the third and fourth singles matches. And looks like their 5th match, which is the doubles with Jen Deng and Jia Qi against Angela Guan and Lavanya Maruta Pandian. That would put Wesleyan at an advantage, I would say, for sure, because Jen Deng and Jia Qi have worked together quite a lot.
looks like we have started here on table 2, and again, for these players, that third and fourth match is actually really important. And for Texas specifically, if they make it to the doubles, then they feel like they're in control. So both teams actually have never been pushed to the doubles yet in the entire competition. So Berkeley has never played the doubles for the teams. They've all won 3-1, 3-1, or 3-0 to make it this far. But it looks like that might be necessary this time.
Definitely looks like that with Berkeley coming out strong in this game 1. Jessica leading 6-0.
Yeah, I think for Jessica is definitely the favorite in this match. I think Berkeley's banking on that second point from Jessica. And then that first match with Angela is going to determine if they can kind of close it out, right? Could be 3-0. Or sorry, not close it out. They can continue to move forward.
Jessica just playing a very consistent game, not making any unforced errors, and really showing that she deserves to be here in the finals.
Taking some time between games, a dominating first game for Jessica. I think she's on her way to earning this second point for, or the first point for California, depending on how it goes on table 1. It's very heated over there. You can hear them in the background.
Looks like the game is Angela's up 2-1 right now. So if Angela can win, that'll put them at 1-1.
Yeah. And here it looks like Jessica is definitely the favorite, and that if Jessica wins, then it will give Berkeley a 2-1 lead. And it'll all come down to that fourth match. I think Shiza's having trouble making sure the ball is tossed high enough.
Looks like the umpires weren't ready to start the game. Looks like the umpire is saying that the hand cannot go below the table. So even when you're tossing the ball, when you're moving your hand down to get ready to toss, it also cannot drop below the table.
Again, Jessica going for that consistency. So Tim, assuming Jessica is well on her way in taking this point, what's going to matter for that very tight game on table one? It will not determine the fate of the match, right?
It definitely won't determine the fate of the match. We'll have to see what happens in the fourth singles. But I'm hoping that we can go the full distance. I mean, this is the finals here. We can go to a match 5 and really go to the distance. I think it'll be interesting to watch for all the spectators at home and as well as the people here.
I think it would be great to see kind of both of these teams have won this title in the past. And so this is a great way to create that rivalry again and go the full distance. Okay, and Jessica again on her way for earning this point for California Berkeley. So coming up after this, after the women's championship final, we will see the men's championship final, which is a hotly anticipated event. And we have the lineup already. Tim, are you excited to see that?
Yeah, definitely so. It's going to be a battle. I think Indiana, this is probably the first time that they're in the finals, right? With the Getty brothers, Sharon and Gal, battling against NYU, who was the last champion, I want to say.
Yeah, they were the champion in 2018, I believe, upsetting Texas Wesleyan, one of the first teams to upset Texas Wesleyan in a while. There used to be a rivalry between Mississippi College and Texas Wesleyan, and then when NYU won, it was a big deal.
Yeah, that's right. So it'll be quite a matchup. The defending champions versus the newcomers of Indiana. Jessica continuing her consistent style of play, keeping the rally going and making sure that pressure is on with the placement.
Jessica just 5 points away from earning that team point for Cal Berkeley. Looks like Jessica, you're right, continuing that consistent march towards earning this point. She's 3 points away. Okay, so Jessica earns that point for Berkeley, and it ties it up 1-1 in the team score.
A dominant and commanding performance by Jessica, really taking initiative here and putting California on the board.
Yeah, and that match on table one continuing, so it's 1-1. And at this point, I think this fourth match is going to be extremely important for both teams. So we'll take a little break, and then we'll be back to get that started here on table 2.
Blue, red, any prefer color? Blue, give me red.
Okay.
Red? Sir? Which side do you prefer? This side fine? Okay. Whatever the rackets here. Have fun, guys.
So on table 2, we have the 4th match of the women's team championship. So this is the finals against California and Texas Wesleyan. This is turning out to be a critical match. We all knew it was going to be critical, but it might be extra critical here. We have Sofia Skepanovic from Texas and Gurismar Koli from Berkeley. They're getting ready for their match with a 2-minute warm-up, and also watching their teammates on table 1 to really determine kind of the feeling and the momentum going into this match. I'm Barbara Way. I'm here with Tim Wong, and we're ready for some fireworks for this final.
Yeah, I think so as well, especially with what's happening on table 1 over there. Right now, the scores in this team match are 1-1. And on table 1, we have Angela leading 2-1, 10-9.
Match point.
like Coley is playing with a long pitch style, staying close to the table and blocking.
Wow, this is a unique style. And I think it might make a difference here. We're going to see some different types of points. Okay, we're getting started here.
Very dominant shots. Sophia starting with a forehand smash cross court. I think her strategy here is going to be to try to stay away from that long hips as much as possible.
I think you're right, but it's going to be Coley's strategy to use the long pips as much as possible.
Yeah, she's going to try to play as much of that table with her backhand and try to reverse the spins and give Sophia a lot of trouble.
I think both players also paying attention to the outcome of table one, which will change the meaning of their match. It's very, very tight over there. You can see them sort of look over there occasionally. I think it looks like some discussion. They faulted Sophia on her serve, I think without giving her the warning. And they're trying to make sure that she understands what the fault was for.
Yeah, it looks like the hand was going below the table when you're tossing for the serve. At no point should the ball leave your sights.
I think with Coley's kind of long pips on the backhand, I'm expecting an early lead as Sophia gets used to it. Hey.
Good rally played by both sides, utilizing the entire table.
So here's how it stands, really. The first match is still going on. It's a very, very tight match on table one. If we go to doubles, Texas Wesleyan, I think, as Tim, you mentioned, will have the upper hand.
Yeah, I think so, because both of the pair of Dunzen and Jiaqi, they've been working together. They've been friends for a long time, definitely have a lot of team chemistry, but you never know what's going to happen. I mean, in a game 5 or in a 5th match, anything can really happen. The pressure's on. Both teams, have worked hard to get to this point, so it's not going to be an easy battle.
And right now, it's 1-1 in matches. It's the 5th game out there on table one for that first match. And here I think it's going to be equally as tight, Tim, and this 4th match is incredibly important, and the players know it.
That's what it looks like as well. As we see in the first game, the scores are tied to 6-6.
And Sophia continuing that strategy of avoiding the long pips.
Yeah, we can see her attacking wide out into the forehand as much as possible.
Very close. I think this might be quite the battle between both of these players. In a critical 4th singles position.
Right, heavy topspin from Sophia, putting a lot of pressure on those long pips. It's actually not easy to block close to the table like that, especially when there's so much spin on the ball.
Yeah, what sort of advantages, does Coley have with using the long pips?
Yeah, so the long pips, how it works is that it reverses whatever spin is coming to you. So if you play a topspin rally right into the long pips, it comes back with backspin. So it's always changing the spin, and really takes some practice and getting used to in order to play against a style like that.
Yeah. And Coley, with that unique style, takes the first game. And it's a good step for California.
I would say so as well, and with this battle on table one still going on, it could really put a lot of pressure on them if Angela wins this match.
That's right. If Angela wins this match, then this could make California the champions if Coley can continue her momentum. So players gazing over. It's going to come down to the wire on table one. And it might come down to the wire here too. And that is the beauty of a championship round. Opening point by Sophia.
Wow. Looks like Sophia is doing a better job of adjusting this game. Opening with the backhand, playing with spin and pushing, opening and pushing, because as we mentioned earlier with the long pip style, it reverses whatever spin is coming to you.
Yeah, and I think Sophia is not so afraid of the long pips anymore, going into them now, using them to her advantage to find that attack. It's interesting to think about, if Berkeley wins both of these matches, they're the champions. And we could crown our champion right here after table one, table two have completed.
Yeah, so both these matches are so crucial, so critical. And actually, as we see it right now, we can see it on the table. Both sides are feeling the pressure.
Oh, nice save by Sophia. She looks so much more confident now playing into those long pips. And that has given her a nice lead.
Yeah, her coach over in the corner, Doru, many-time national team coach, lots of experience, definitely gave her the confidence that she needed in this game too, as she leads now 5-3.
It's important to talk about how much concentration it takes to play someone with long pips. And Sophia's doing a great job stepping up that concentration and now winning in this second game. Yeah, Sophia doing a great job it's like almost like a different player. She got so used to Coley's long pips in that first game and now doing a great job. And based on how things are going on table 1 for Cal Berkeley, she knows her assignment here. She needs to win. Oh, but Coley mounting a comeback, 6-7. Slowing down, thinking hard about how she can stop kind of Sophia's comeback right now.
Oh, that was a great play from Coley going wide out into the forehand side. Really pushed Sophia out of position, but just wasn't able to finish with the forehand smash.
Sophia kind of baiting Coley into that middle forehand and make her use her long pips in that space. Picked up that point there. Okay, saved by Sophia off the net. And earns her the point. Game point. Awesome backhand. I haven't seen that shot from Sophia this entire competition. That makes a statement. That says, I'm ready. Sorry, that first game was just a little mistake, but I'm here to play, and I know what's at stake.
Definitely, and she knows how important this match is. As we look over at table 1, the match is 2-2, Angela leading 10-4, so it really looks like Berkeley is going to be leading 2-1 after this match.
Angela on table 1 still has 5 match points to give Berkeley that second point. But here for Sophia and Coley, it's split. It's 1-1, critical third game. This could be the match that determines the championship.
And it looks like over in table 1, we did see that Angela just won. So now Berkeley goes up 2-1 against Texas Wesleyan. That puts all the more pressure onto Sophia.
Yeah, it's Sophia's time to sort of save the day, right? Because if she wins, then she will be kind of pushing Texas Wesleyan into the doubles match. And that doubles match, they are favored. So this is all on her. It's going to be close all the way through here. 2-2 in this third game. The games are split 1 apiece.
Wow, and a great forehand topspin, lots of power, really wide out into the backhand side.
And Sophia looking in control. Now she's made some mistakes, but I feel like she's figured out how to play Coley, and she just needs to execute on the plan. Yeah, 2-5. And now 2-6. A little bit of trouble with our score bug, but we can keep you updated. Sophia has a nice lead, 7-2. And Coley adding in some variation is going to really help her as all eyes come onto this match. This could be the one that makes California the champions. Okay, 8-5 with Sophia up.
Again, Coley using those long pips to reverse the spin and put a lot of pressure onto Sophia.
I think Coley's trying to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, and I think she needs to be as well. Using those, completely depending on those long pips right now, it seems like Sophia's getting more and more comfortable with all of those receives. So definitely Coley needs to be more aggressive and try to play her forehand topspin.
A nice lead. And now 4 game points to give her 2-1 lead. This is a very important 4th match, especially for Texas Wesleyan. Really nice block by Coley. Super heavy. She top blocked that spin.
I don't know if she wants to play fast against Coley's long pips. Could really put a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah, good point. Oh, and Sophia locks up the second game, or the third game. And it looks like there's a little bit of confusion here. It looks like they will just move forward. And we'll get set up for this next match. On table 1, they will move forward with the doubles. And we'll take a break here. We'll bring you the co-ed finals in a little bit.
champion teams. Up here for California and Texas Wesleyan. Good job. Next up, men's team finals, or Coed Team Finals. I was corrected. Coed. I give up. All right, this is the number 1 and number 2 seed. Number 1, Indiana. Number 2 was NYU. So let's hear it for the officials and the volunteers for setting things up. A little bit of round of applause for all the work to set up this venue. Anybody want to be appreciative? Anybody want to clap? Everybody asleep? Let's hear it for NCTTA and the board and the president that worked very hard to put this together. Where's Willie Lepalulo? Is he around? Thank you to Willie, the man who does everything 10,000 times. Make sure he gets it right. And let's hear it for the facility and the wonderful staff. They're up there. Let's hear it for the facility, the wonderful staff standing up there. All right, last and least, the commentators, the commentators, is here for the commentators and the streaming. It's wonderful if you guys have seen the streaming, it really shows up well. We appreciate the commentators. Thank you. All right, we're gonna start right away.
Had a very exciting road, a very long weekend so far.
You have no idea how many miles of wire is down here. Are we ready, David? All right, let's welcome. They're walking down the courts, the officials and the players. Go ahead. Let's give them a round of applause. Men's team finalists. And so the louder you cheer, the more you clap, the better they play. All right, our official umpires are Steve Lee and Linda Leaf. Our top seeded team, Indiana, we have Sharon Elguetti, Fabia Desai, I guess the microphone. Gal Elguetti, Sinesh Kubal. From NYU, Jeremy Hazen, Calvin Chan, testing.
Put this under your scorecard in case there's a need to wipe it. Okay. Yeah, and then you're the one that should get up and wipe it if you see something. Okay, gentlemen, please try not to, I know you may have that habit of wiping your hands on the table. You can do extra towel off if you need to for your hand. If you see some sweat or drops of, just point it to him and he has a towel, he can wipe it, okay? All right, so, okay, here we go, gentlemen. Do you have a coach? He's your coach, right? Besides your teammates. I just want to know if you have a coach in addition to you. What about you? Yeah, in there. Okay, well, do you have, you guys standing up in the red. Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, one side's blue, one side's red. Who wants to call it?
I'll take red.
He's calling red.
I'll take red.
And it's blue. It's your choice.
I'll receive.
He chooses to receive. You are serving first. You have your choice of ends.
I'll take the side.
That side, okay? So the assistant, your 2-minute warm-up starts now. Okay?
Welcome back to the 2022 College National Table Tennis Championships. We are here in Round Rock, Texas, just 30 miles outside of Austin. Round Rock is known as the sports capital of the world, and we have made it to the end of day 2 where we are in the final of our marquee event. So this is the Coed Team Final. We have Indiana University in red and NYU in black. And we are here with Calvin Chan from NYU and Bhavya Desai from Indiana. I'm Barbara Way. I'm here with Bryant Lin, a former NCTTA player from UC Davis in the 2018-2019 years, and excited to be here.
Yeah, likewise. I'm very excited to be here as well. Super excited to be commentating for the first time, and something I've been interested in. So it's good to dabble in it right now.
So this is the championship final, and it's a big deal for players who haven't had a college champion in 2 years. So we were not able to compete in 2020 and 2021. We're going to crown our first champion since then.
Yeah, I think it's really cool having nationals be a thing that everyone comes to. Everyone really likes coming here and seeing their old friends, right? I'm sure you're aware, like when you were in college yourself, coming here and seeing all these people that you were juniors with and competing with, and less of a competitive atmosphere, more of like friendly faces and like being cordial all around. It's such a nice time, right?
Yeah. It's such a nice time, but I think in this championship final, it's going to be a big deal for both of these teams. It's like 2-minute warm-up is over, and we're about to get started.
Oh, he's lefty.
Calvin Chan from NYU, I've known for a long time. It's great to see him playing in college table tennis. He's currently a first-year medical student at NYU. His undergrad college didn't have a table tennis team, and so this is his first time here, and it's really exciting for him for his first time to play in the championship final.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think, making the finals in your first try, it must be like a feeling like no other. Playing center court on live stream tables must be a new experience, honestly, for both of these players, actually. And to that point, watch this rally. Great forehand loop to the backhand wall spin, right? I think those balls, for a lefty especially, it's difficult to block. If the person's looping really spinny and deep into the lefty's backhand, he's caught off guard.
Calvin has started with a commanding 4-1 lead. This point's very important for NYU. For those who follow the tournament, the whole weekend, the Algetti brothers are the foundation of the Indiana team. And so they're typically expected to win their singles, although it might be difficult in the championship round.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're undefeated so far this tournament, in both doubles and their singles events as well, right? They're the players to beat this tournament. And similar to their brother, who saw a lot of success with NYU back then.
Calvin's getting into it, just pumping himself up.
Right.
Really
Nice rally there, for sure. I think a little luck on both ends, hitting the top of the net, but recovering both just as well. I think those forehands are typically shots that Calvin would make on the table. I think he's going for a little too much power. He's made that mistake a couple of times now in this set. Oh, a lot of spin there, though. I think those are the shots for him to be playing. Really spinny and deep to the other player's backhand. It's very uncomfortable for the Indiana player to be receiving.
Right over the table, Calvin kind of crushes that serve. It's actually a pretty nice serve from Bavia, but Calvin was all over it. And again, second time. So much confidence. You're in the championship round. You have to just go play your game. There's no playing nice here.
Yes, indeed. I think back then as a junior, Calvin was also very much known for being a forehand dominant player. So it's nice to see, as we've grown older and a little bit stronger, that forehand's maintained and actually maybe even more powerful than when we were 16, right?
But power is important, but I think controlling it. And I think in this match, it's important for Calvin to not just swing big, but also place the ball well.
Oh, talking about placement, I think that placement was key. I think that wide forehand is maybe a hole that Bavia can expose and maybe utilize to his advantage.
Very, very tricky serve from Bavia.
Yeah, it tricked me too. I didn't realize there was so much spin on it. I might have received it just the same as Calvin and made the same mistake, I think. Amazing serve.
Lucky break for Calvin, getting that edge. This is a lot of pressure for Calvin at NYU. He knows he has to win, right? Because it's so difficult to beat the Algetti brothers.
Really spinny opening by Calvin. Like we said, I think controlling the ball and placing it well is important, but that placement might be suboptimal as he's getting that back pretty comfortably.
Dominating forehand there, gives him 2 game points. This is a very nervy first game. It was super, super close, and now, I feel like both players don't have an upper hand. There's a lot of mistakes happening on both sides as we get into this first game.
Oh, a service call. I think the umpire is saying he's tossing it too far back or maybe not high enough. Let's see how he serves next.
Calvin going for the placement this time and not as hard. But Bavia was right there. I think a placement towards the middle might be a good choice if he's going to open with a forehand.
Right. I think Bavia is now ready for that backhand. He's been punished too many times leaving that open. Oh, and another great serve by Bavia. I think the short topspin, Calvin's having a lot of difficulty with.
And it's deuce, it's super close. Again, this is critical for NYU. Really nice point by Calvin.
Yeah,
You
great
see
time
Ed-
to pull out that short backspin, really spinny serve. Fabio's a little scared, I think, to push that over the net.
Awesome point. Look at Calvin running around the court. I was feeling nervous that game, you know, and he really pulled it out at the end. It was some nervy pushing, but he did it, and that is one game in the bank for NYU.
Right. I think it's really important to get that good first start. You know, when you're really expected to win the team or the match in order for your team to have a chance, you know, for success. I think, you know, the first set of the match is super key. I think he's going to be able to relieve some of that pressure going forward, and coming into this next game maybe show a little bit more confidence, because I think sometimes on the backhand he's a little bit more hesitant, you know, just trying to like place the ball onto the table. As we saw in that last rally, for example, where they were going into a backhand-to-backhand rally, both of them not really wanting to miss, so they were giving like 50% of their power to those shots. And actually, I think that was smart by Calvin, because he was able to find an opening where he was able to loop the ball with a lot of spin on the forehand side. So going forward, I hope he goes for that a little bit more. What do you think Bavia needs to do for game 2?
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with Bavia's play throughout. I think he was forcing some errors from Calvin, but there is something to be said about Calvin kind of landing those shots that he missed. Bavia kind of forced some of those errors, but if Calvin lands 3 more of those, right, it won't be this close in this game. So Bavia has to figure out how to force him to miss in this game as well.
Right, I think those short topspin with the backhand serving to Calvin were really, really key. And going forward, I wanted to see more of that from Bavia if he wants to make this competitive.
And we'll probably see Calvin adjust by flipping as well. Nice return from Calvin. He read that tomahawk serve super well and went wide into the backhand. That might be a difference. Instead of going only into one place or going cross court all the time. Calvin here bringing in his own topspin short serve. And Bavia now with the long backhand serve, I think changing it up a bit.
A little hesitant by Calvin there. He took a little bit longer than he was hoping to for that last shot. I think his muscles are really tense, obviously, as it being a very important match. But if he needs to win the point, if he wants to win the point, I think he needs to take those with a lot more confidence, right?
Yeah, it's so much pressure to be on center court. NYU is counting for your point, right? There are some points where they're not sure they're going to get, but they're like, Calvin, you're going to pick this one up.
Really smart by Calvin. First, again, going deep into that backhand, getting a ball back that's pretty slow, and then placing it differently, this time to the middle, and Bavia was not really ready to block that.
Smart move by Calvin to start serving long into the forehand as well. You know, Bavia has shown really great control on the backhand and blocking, but I haven't seen a big attack from him. Calvin's athleticism is definitely showing. He's moving all over, covering almost the entire table with his forehand.
Yeah, I think Bavia, we're seeing a lot more long serves from him. I wonder if this is intended or if he's trying to stray away from that game plan that was working earlier on.
And here we look for a serve attack for Bavia. I think he knows he has to be more aggressive. It's tough to just play passively in the finals.
Great serve by Calvin. I think he and his teammates recognize that Bavia's not attacking first, so he's starting to serve a lot more long to the backhand. And forehand as well. Like you'll see here, that was a long serve. And he just gets the opening.
And Calvin not swinging so hard like earlier, looping very, very gently, but with a ton of spin, and that's giving Bavia trouble. It's not what he's used to. Nice blocking and nice control play by Bavia. Don't count him out. This is really tough to force your opponent to continue to loop and to block him all over the table.
Especially loops of Calvin's caliber, I think anyone at any level would have difficulty getting those balls back comfortably, right?
Calvin here's struggling a bit with the serve receive. And I think that's going to be kind of Bavia's key in catching up in this game.
Lucky break on the edge there, but still I think likewise he was going for that ball down the line, just happened to hit the edge, but otherwise just a great shot overall, great shot selection.
Five game points for Calvin. Trying to bait Bavia there with that long serve, but Bavia now asserting that he does have a forehand attack. And that may change how Calvin serves in the future in the next rotation.
Well, these serves are really giving Calvin trouble. I think he's having trouble deciding how much spin there really is on the ball. Oh.
Unfortunate error from Bavia. Gives Calvin that 2-0 lead. It is a lucky break for Calvin. It's hard to play under the lights. Sometimes you get nervous, right? At 10-7.
Right, you definitely can't serve with as much confidence as if you were playing just any other match, right? Every serve has to be pretty tight. You're trying to come up with like a certain game plan. I think maybe he was trying to serve maybe a little bit shorter, but all of his serves kind of drifted long, especially in the beginning against Calvin. And Calvin was really taking advantage of those half-long serves. They were drifting a lot longer than your typical half-long that would give trouble, right? They was going off the edge quite a lot, and Calvin was very comfortable receiving them. So I think, yeah, Bavia needs to come up with a different game plan, either serve a little bit slower or with a little bit less spin, just so that he can place it the way he wants it to go.
Yeah, the first goal for Bavia is probably to neutralize Calvin's loop. I'll also expect to see Calvin serving more topspin kind of throughout this whole game. It was very helpful.
Yeah, that combined with, I think, semi-half-long / long backspin serves, and Bobby is pushing back to him. That way he guarantees the ball comes back to him long, and the loop really spinning.
You know, it almost looks like Calvin is hesitating before his forehands. Brian, what do you think is going on?
I think possibly also he's a bit tired, right? Like he's been playing for 2 days straight. This is near the end of the second day. I'm sure his body's taking it a toll, especially with forehands that big, right? So, you know, I can't blame him for taking his time.
Calvin's forehand attack is just hard to deal with. If it hits, if he doesn't make that mistake, it's really difficult.
Yeah, I think Bobby is recognizing, though, that Calvin has a kind of weak forehand receive, but I think the dead ball is not what he wants. Ooh. Nice try. I think that's a really good game plan. Get Calvin to step around like he's traditionally done the last couple of games, and then trying to block him out wide. It's a good strategy, I think.
Nice play by Baviak, making Calvin really uncomfortable, right? Like making him step into the table.
Right. I think he's starting to realize he needs to attack a little bit more to try and win these rallies out.
And that's a good effort. I mean, that's what he needs to do. I think Calvin just put that side spin on the ball.
Yeah, he's forcing Bavia to make those mistakes now.
towel break every 6 points. It is the championship. And like you said, Brian, they've been playing for 2 days straight.
It's something I wish more players utilize. The towel break is actually really important to just try and reset your mind. You know, every point's so important, and just having that reset every 6 points can definitely help any kind of player.
Tomahawk serve. Brand newer serve from Bobby. He hasn't used it in a little bit.
Right. But I think what he's doing better now, he's serving in a way that the half long isn't so easy for Calvin to just rip through, right?
And that was the right idea. He went for it again, but this time Calvin taking a more conservative approach. Let's just get it on first.
Right.
Nice job, Calvin, using the spin.
Laughing at himself a little bit, wondering why he played a ball like that kind of softly, but you know, he was out of position and he got the ball on the table with a lot of spin, so all the power to him.
Nice commanding 7-3 lead. Both players still have their timeouts. It's an option, especially for Indiana, to use it now.
Oh, the point awarded to Calvin because the warning was already told. She was not tossing it 6 inches accordingly to her umpire.
I think Bobby may be returning to this backhand serve.
With such confidence now, Calvin's ripping both the forehand and the backhand side.
He's fired up. He wants to close this game now and earn that point for NYU. I think he started out a little bit nervous, it looked like, but now he's really in the zone.
Yeah, and we can't blame him either, right? Anyone in Calvin's shoes would probably be a good amount of nervous going into this match. Great serve by Calvin, whipping out a serve that we haven't seen yet. You know, that confidence is really showing.
And that's it. Calvin takes the match 3-0, earns the first point for NYU, and did his job. I think he understood his assignment, and he conquered it. And what a great showing for Calvin at his first collegiate nationals.
Right, yep. I think that we'll be seeing a lot more of Calvin in the years to come.
I agree.
NYU's always like provided really, really strong teams and like title contenders, right?
That's right. They were a huge upset when they won it for the first time, beating Texas Wesleyan, kind of the strongholds. But now this is going to be quite the battle.
Right. I think at that point Wesleyan had not lost for a good streak of years, right? So to see that NYU has won then and also currently is proving to have a good showing, I think is really, really key. I think for the future of college table tennis too, it's nice that more teams are starting to have strong teams other than Wesleyan.
Agreed. So we're going to get set up for this next round. We're going to be playing the third singles match, which will see the other Algetti brother and Jing Xiao Wang. So it's going to be a great match. We're going to get set up and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
purple
Yours
too.
is purple, right? Everybody's purple. All zero. Okay,
Oh,
there's four.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
there's
we-
something
we-
confused. I thought it was just the brother. So
Yeah, we thought it was
I think it wasn't even
purple.
purple.
So that is your one.
Yeah, it is my brother.
Okay, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Now,
I was pretty sure because I saw my father come out.
yeah, but when we saw the purple one, they thought, oh, that's one of the balls, because we knew the secret that both of them have. Okay, that's fine. Now, gentlemen, please try not to wipe your hands on the table.
The side is fine.
The side is fine, but you can take extra towel breaks if you need to wipe your hands or whatever. And if you see some sweat or something, let him know and he'll wipe it off. Don't, okay? All right. So you have your coaches and teammates. Now, one side's red, one side's blue. Who wants to call it? Red? He's calling red. And it's red, your choice. He chooses to receive. You're serving which end of the table? This one? Your 2-minute warm-up starts now.
Welcome back to the 2022 College National Table Tennis Championships marquee event, Coed Team Final, NYU and Indiana. It's super close. I'm Barbara Way. I'm joined with Timothy Wong. And what do we have in store for us today?
We have a lot of great action in this matchup so far. We saw in the second match that Calvin Chan beat Bhavya Desai. And then looks like we're going into the fourth match of the singles with Mudit Dani playing Sudesh Kuval. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Mudit has a very aggressive style from both sides, playing topspins very aggressively. Sudesh is a little more passive on the backhand side, staying close to the table and blocking, but also has a very strong forehand to follow up with.
And how important is this match for both of these teams?
You know, in the finals here, every single match is extremely important. And right now, being down, NYU being down or being up 1-0, it puts a lot of pressure on Indiana to perform.
There's getting ready here. You know, the fourth match is so important. Every singles match gets 1 point, right? It doesn't matter if you're the first player or the fourth player. Looks like we're starting with a warning.
It looks like Mudit was serving and his left arm was blocking the point of contact on that serve. So they're going to start with the reserve.
0-0.
And Mudit's doing a backhand serve.
Backhand serves do not allow you to hide the point of contact, and so that is very safe after that warning on the very first point. Awesome rally, amazing rally to start. Mudit pumping himself up.
Lots of transitioning from offense to defense, playing a strong backhand, forehand, topspin.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see more of those long rallies?
I sure hope so. It's definitely very exciting to watch.
What do you think is going to be the key here for both of these players?
I think the key here is definitely in the service receive, who can kind of neutralize the opponent's third ball attack and then get into the rally, just like what we saw here. Once they get into the rally, then it's 50-50. But that service and service receive aspect of it and who can get that aggressive third ball attack is definitely going to have an advantage.
You know, I've seen Mudit do most of the attacking so far, but that might switch as we kind of get later into the first game.
I agree, and that's something that I mentioned a little earlier, right? Sadesh has a very good backhand block, so he definitely doesn't have to worry when Mudit is attacking. He can stay close to the table and still stay inside of the rally.
And here's another demonstration of that backhand block. You know, it doesn't look that aggressive, but it just keeps hitting the table, and that can be so frustrating for the other player.
Great play from Mudit, varying his placement, going cross court and down the line.
Mudit's smart to just get started into that topspin rally. Serves topspin and says, let's go. Oh, sorry, I meant Sadesh is very good at just starting with topspin and going into these long rallies. Awesome backhand.
Yeah, another great example of Sadesh and his backhand block being able to move the placement and not always blocking to the same spot.
Such a critical match for Indiana, for NYU.
Ball almost curving back onto the table.
Sadesh's backhand block is a superpower. It's so helpful and it's very difficult to deal with.
That great backhand block and also able to transition and step around, or if the ball goes to his forehand side, also play a very controlled and consistent forehand topspin. That's going to be the key factor of helping him stay into this match and keep the pressure on Mudit.
Sadesh doing a great job in this game one, taking the momentum on his side and really hoping to secure this point for Indiana. I think he is a little bit of an underdog in this match, but definitely not showing it in this first game.
Yeah, and I don't think that Mudit's playing bad. Like he's getting his attacks in, and he's pretty aggressive on both sides. But what I'd like to see a little bit more in this second game is trying to vary his placement. Right now he's playing mostly predominantly into Sadesh's backhand, which is not helping him because Sadesh has a great backhand. I'd like to see him play more into the body, into the elbow of Sadesh.
Awesome forehand. Mudit crushing that forehand.
Sadesh really committed with that step around, playing the ball wide into Mudit's forehand, and Mudit was right there on top of the ball.
And watch Mudit now go into the forehand more, just like you said, Tim. Nice, Sadesh on the board in this game two.
Sadesh really not afraid to push the ball deep long, forcing Mudit to open because he's so confident in his backhand that He can block anything.
Sadesh, beautiful backhand, really great rallies. We're seeing these long rallies, just like you said, Tim. Amazing shot, and it's fired up.
Bit of a lucky break early on in the point. Sadesh hitting the top of the net, but Mudit fighting so hard to stay into this rally and eventually winning the point with a great backhand.
Mudit's being very smart, going into the forehand and middle more, just like you said, and it's made all the difference.
Another great placement right into that elbow.
And now on table one, it's getting interesting. So Indiana is now down 0-2. And so this match is becoming even more critical. Look at that backhand play by Sadesh. He can block anything with his backhand.
Sadesh really feeling the pressure right now. He's got to win this match for Indiana to stay in the finals and keep battling for a championship title.
I'm feeling the pressure here. I mean, this match has gone from the fourth player playing the fourth player becoming extremely critical and everyone moving over. Amazing backhand blocking rally. This backhand literally block anything. And I think it's very easy to get sucked into just going to his backhand over and over again.
I agree with that as well. Mudit needs to really change his placement. Just like, wow, just like that right there. Yeah, going wide out to the forehand first, trying not to get stuck into that backhand rally. Seems like Sadesh on that side, on the left-hand side, on the backhand side, is just so solid.
That was amazing rally. So much fight from Mudit, right, to keep it on the table, and from Sadesh, tying it up at 8-8. This is going to be the match of this tie. Lucky break off the net, but that step around and commitment to smash it was awesome. And that earned Sadesh that 9-9. Beautiful play by Mudit there. It's a big point for NYU to go up 10-9.
It was a great combination of forehands. ripping 3 forehands into the body and finishing it off into the backhand side.
A little net breaker on for Mudit, but he earned it. That was a great rally. And now 1 game apiece. This very tense 4th singles match in the championship final. See Sharon coaching Sadesh. Everyone knows how important this specific match is.
I think in this game too, Mudit came out really swinging and making his shots, which is something that's really important for him, and he definitely changed his placement as well, trying to go more into the body of Sadesh and really keep the pressure on. So we'll see what happens in this game 3 coming up.
Okay. This tense 4th singles match, NYU is up 2-0. If NYU wins any of the matches on tables 2 or 1, then they are the national champions. Really strategic play.
Yeah, that was an interesting play by Mudit, catching the ball almost as it touches the ground.
Mudit's really coming out swinging. Awesome backhand straight down the line. That adrenaline, that energy is really helping him. Sadesh is so patient. This is a very patient point. He never rushes, and that's actually difficult to deal with him.
Yeah, he almost never overhits the ball. He's just so solid. You really have to play to beat him. You definitely cannot, depend on Sadesh making unforced errors in order to try to win a match against him.
Mudit's backhand going down the line, good placement. But every time Sadesh is getting to that backhand rally, he takes it.
Great aggressive play. Mudit coming with a side topspin serve and getting the opportunity to step around and play a strong topspin down the line, pushing Sadesh out of position.
Mudit, another great forehand. This time looks like it was more spinny, and that forced Sadesh to miss a backhand block. Maybe one of the first we've seen.
Really staying strong and staying aggressive and really keeping the pressure on. And now he's actually pushing Sadesh off the table, as we can see in this last point here.
Remember, it was 4-all, so Muda with a little bit of a run of points. Amazing play. What a rally. What a rally by Mudit.
So many good shots in this rally. Mudit again saving the ball from almost touching the ground and really fighting back to win the point.
Mudit in control. 5 game points. Odd. Unfortunate service error from Sadesh. And now NYU well on its way, I think, for securing the championship. It's up to Muda to keep the momentum going into this 4th game. You can feel the tension here, both on table 1 and 2. And the whole NYU team here on table 2.
Something very interesting here, since we are watching the 4th match on table 1. It seems like our match that we're watching right now is going into game 4. The match on table 1 is still in game 1. So we have to wait and see what the results of that match is before this match counts. So if Calvin wins, then NYU is already the champion. If Gal wins, then this match is counted.
Yeah. We'll see what happens if this match goes to the decider. We might have 2 championship matches going on the same time. But if there is a decider, we may see play stop on table 1. Beautiful aggressive attack from Sadesh. I think he's coming on with kind of a different mentality here to take the points now. Nice controlled push. I think it's important here to get Mudit kind of off balance. Great serve. Great serve. That really set him up to win that point.
Good placement from Sadesh going into the middle of Mudit, but Mudit getting out of the way and playing with a lot of topspin.
The second missed serve and just a handful of points for Sadesh. I think the pressure is really getting to him. Oh, a little bit of a lucky break for Sadesh there. I think that was not, that's not something we normally see from Mudit. Slow, steady, controlled play. Nice, controlled, smart play by Sadesh, but pretty risky.
Definitely risky. Sadesh had Mudit way back into the barrier and then let him almost get an opportunity to get back into the rally.
Oh, that net dribbler could have hurt, but giving Sadesh that break.
can really hear the enthusiasm of Sidesh into our headphones over here. Shows how much he really wants to battle back for Indiana.
Both teams still have their timeouts. Would be a good time to use it soon. Perhaps in this game we might see one called. Muda was right there waiting for that block, beautiful block down the line. But it's the right thing to do. I think Sidesh could just try to move it towards the middle a little bit next time. And back to Sidesh's key strategy, the blocking.
That's something. This is something that I think that we're gonna need to see Sidesh do if he wants to stay in this match. He's gonna have to vary his blocks and his offense and his defense.
A little bit of a surprise for Mudit. The pressure is on. They're both feeling it. Such 9-7 lead, critical 2 serves here. And that first one converts it. And an amazing rally. You feel the tension. I feel like the players know how important this is. Now Mudit with the serve. Oh, moves it to the 5th game, keeps Indiana's dream alive. 2-2 for this critical 4th match.
You know, Sidesh did a better job in this game, varying his offense and defense, not only being too passive, as we saw in game 3 when he was predominantly blocking, right? So this game he was changing it up and then letting Mudit know that he can also attack the ball as well and not just, you know, give Mudit all the opportunities to tee off whenever he wants to.
Yeah, it's going to be a high tension 5th game. We're going to go back to seeing those long rallies, more variation in the blocks. And I think here it's up to Mudit to kind of stay focused and make sure that, you know, he adjusts to all the variation I'm sure Sidesh is going to bring. But again, Tim, we have an interesting situation. We have the 4th match and the 3rd match is going on table 1. Mudit opening with a very spinny forehand. And bringing the variation of the attack.
Coming out very strong with a 2-0 lead, very aggressive. Mudit Dani.
Timeout from Sharon on the Indiana side.
Mudit came out with a very strong and commanding lead in this 5th game, leading 3-0 and just looking a lot more comfortable with his attacks. Like no hesitation at all. He's just going for it.
And what do you think Sidesh can do to help his case right now?
Yeah, I think right now he's predominantly like pushing into the backhand half of the table, so allowing Mudit to kind of anticipate and step around and get his forehand topspin in. I think what he needs to do now is try to go wide out to the forehand first, forcing Muda to, take a step forward and then bringing him back into the backhand side or the middle in order to keep some pressure on Muda.
This is so critical. I think the championship is going to be won or lost in this match for NYU, I think. Opening attack, varying the attack, just like you said, Tim.
You see Sadesh going wide out into the forehand first.
Onto the edge, but Mudik got it back, and he is fired up and ready to go. And that energy could be in trouble for Sadesh. Nice play by Sadesh. Gets a break on the net, but great attacking play. And again, the attack, the variations, doing a great job.
Sadesh really not letting any balls go. He's really fighting back as hard as he can.
Nice placement by Mudik, just swing harder.
Yeah, I think that Sadesh is starting to get stuck back into that backhand half of the table. Early on in this game, he was going wide out to the forehand first, which helped him. And I think that he needs to continue that in order to, try to stay in this match.
It's a tough position to be in for Sadesh right now, but it's definitely not over. It's really mid-game right now. Beautiful attack. And a timeout from NYU.
That was a good serve from Sadesh. Most of his serves so far have been a little bit half long, allowing Muda to open on that third ball attack or on the service receive. So if he can keep his serve a little tighter, keep it short, force Muda to maybe push the ball, I think that'll give Sadesh an opportunity to get that third ball attack in and keep the pressure on.
That's right. And for Sadesh to get that third ball attack that wins the point directly, we've seen Muda block a bunch of them back. See the whole many of the NYU team members here. Timeouts are done. It's up to these players to figure out how they're going to end this game and keep their team's hopes alive or not. Sadesh is bringing the energy now. Amazing rally. What an exhilarating point. Push by Sadesh. Now we're all tied up.
That was a better variation of the service receive. We see most of the time that Sadesh was pushing deep long, but now is varying with a short receive. And a very aggressive Mudadani, not able to get through Sadesh.
Big confidence booster for Sadesh. 8-7 lead. And takes a 9-7 lead. You can see the body language changing from the NYU side.
And there we have that short serve again. Really not giving any opportunities for Muda to open on the service receive.
And Sadesh now with 3 match points. Indiana on their feet. This is a big deal. NYU keeps their hopes alive. Both timeouts are used. You can feel the tension. This is everything for these teams.
Wow.
It's gonna be really tight here.
Muda not letting go. With 1 match point left, can he save it and bring it back to deuce?
Wow. And this is gonna be, I think, the match of the final. Oh wow, NYU, this is their championship point.
So aggressive, no hesitation at all, even being down 3 match points.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think someone up there wanted NYU to win that match, and that is the championship match. NYU was up 2-0. Deuce in the 5th, down 7-10. Watch Xiao jumping over here.
Yun Xiao ended his match over on table 1.
Yeah.
For this match to count though, I think they have to finish the match between Gal and Jun Xiao. But obviously the result of the match doesn't matter anymore.
That's
because
right,
NYU
that's
has
right.
won.
So Gal has to go back and finish it. And that's going to be really important. And I hope the umpires make that known to the players. Unless we have a situation and he's going back. Sharon smiles here. It was an important celebration. And disappointment. It's hard to play because he's now on table 1. He has to finish the match or else it won't count.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Gal knows that NYU has already won. I wonder if he's still gonna fight through this.
I think he's thinking about it. You can tune in to table 1 to finish out what would be this championship. I'm Barbara Way. I'm here with Timothy Wong, and we'll turn our attention to table 1 to see how this finishes out, despite the fact that NYU has already locked up 3 matches in this championship.